special episode of the We Were Athletes Once podcast. I believe this is episode 53, but don't quote me on that. You'll know what episode this is if you look at the episode title. My name is Kyle. I am joined by Aaron.
Hello.
Or I'm joining Aaron. We're
in my home.
Yeah, we are at his house. We are doing things a little bit different.
Yeah. First of many, actually.
Yeah. This is Aaron's brainchild doing this idea. And I loved it, you know. We have actual microphones in front of us.
Yes.
And we're here to talk about some UFC. The UFC is back. UFC 324 is this Saturday, not on pay-per-view, which is my favorite part about this week coming up.
Thank God.
Yeah, I already have a Paramount Plus account, so
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't have to.
I've been watching all the fights.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's something that we're definitely most excited for.
Yeah.
Especially because when you look at this card, it has potential, but I also think it's leaving a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a card that is being headlined by an interim title. It was supposed to be co-mained by a women's championship, which is actually a fight that could have been pretty promising, but things happened that we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this card?
Well, I've said since the fight was announced, the main event between Gaethje and Pimblett, that is the worst thing ever. Like it's two of the guys in the top 10 that are probably the least deserving. You got Patty, who's barely, his best win is Michael Chandler, who's at this point, I think he's 2-5 in the UFC.
2-6, I think.
2-6. Yeah, he was on a more than a 2-fight losing streak when he fought Patty, and then you have Gaethje, who he won his last fight against Fiziev, but before that he was dang near murdered inside the octagon, left face down like a dead body against Max Holloway, and it's just crazy that he is fighting for an interim title after that Holloway fight before Max Holloway is, and it's a very undeserving title fight. But I do think it is going to be a good fight, whether or not there's a title on it or not. And then, of course, I was looking forward to the co-main event with Nunes and Harrison. That got canceled because Harrison had a neck thing going on. She had neck surgery. But I don't know. Maybe they push it to the White House and wait for that to happen. But I still like the card. You got some sleeper fights on it. You got Allen versus Silva. That's a really good fight. You have I always forget the fights.
We got Allen and Silva, Natalia Silva, and Rose Namajunas, which
that's a good one.
I would have loved for that to stay on the prelims, but it is what it is. We have Waldo Cortez Acosta and Derrick Lewis.
That one.
An interesting choice for co-main. Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong got moved to the co-main, which I have thoughts about that, and we'll get into those later. And then Patty and Gaethje.
Yeah. Yeah, Umar and Figueredo are on the prelims.
Yeah.
I feel like, I think Umar is higher ranked than Sean, I believe, and Yadong. I think Sean's gonna.
I think Umar is number 2 right now, behind Merab and Young.
Yeah, I think Sean's gonna beat Yadong, but
yeah. We'll get into that because I think we're gonna have some full analysis going into this. But it was really disappointing to me because we were talking about Kayla Harrison because we were talking about before we got on camera that that was a fight that could have potentially been like had implications for like female GOAT. Like obviously in that conversation you got Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko is definitely a part of that. And I think Kayla Harrison right now is at a point to where she is trying to get into that conversation. And now it's, it would be awesome if that fight ended up becoming part of the White House card, but also they're saying at minimum it seemed like it was going to be 6 months. Maybe she might try and rush it, but I mean, she had herniated discs in her neck.
Yeah,
and
you don't want to rush neck stuff.
Yeah,
like that's like even if she wasn't a fighter, that'd be a lifelong thing that she's dealing with, and to be fighting after having a neck surgery like that, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Obviously, I think she'll at some point be fine, but I don't. I think it gives me a lot of pause as to whether or not that fight is ever going to happen at this point, because Amanda has been out for 2.5 years. By the time Kayla comes back, even if it's quick, even if it's towards the White House, that's 3 years at that point.
Yeah.
And I already kind of thought Kayla had the upper hand in that fight just because it's been so long. But now add another 6, 7, 8 months, maybe even more on top of that. It kind of starts to feel like, is it worth it anymore for Amanda?
Yeah. I mean, I thought Amanda was going to get Rousey'd. I thought Harrison was going to do to Nunes what Nunes did to Ronda Rousey back in 2016 when Rousey returned, and everybody was like, Rousey's going to get her belt back. Who's this Nunes chick? And then Nunes decapitates her within like a minute. And now the tables have turned where Nunes is coming back after retiring and after a long layoff, and people are like, who's this Harrison chick? Like, Nunes is coming to get her belt back. And Harrison is no joke, but not a lot of people know who she is. And I can see that situation playing out, but not in Nunes' favor.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I think in terms of this card, best way to do it is to just go through and I just talk about what we think. And I think we're going to go through the entire main card, but I also want to talk about this prelim main event because like I said, I think this is a fight that should be on the main card. I think Umar is definitely a title contender, but I think they felt like they needed a female fight on the main card, and so they promoted Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas. But let's talk about Umar and Davison Figueredo. So obviously Umar wasn't that long since he fought. He last fought in October. He was on that Aspinall Gone card that went to crap.
Yeah. Terrible card. That was one of the worst cards ever.
But, he had a very good performance. Ended up facing Mario Batista. Won unanimous decision, I believe, right? Was it unanimous or was it split?
I think so. I think it was unanimous. Yeah.
And now he's coming in and fighting Davison Figueredo. What do you think? How do you think that fight's going to go?
Well, I definitely think Davison is on the way out. He dropped the Peter Yan fight. He dropped the Sandhagen fight due to an injury. He lost that fight. And then he won his last fight against a dude he's ranked, but I don't think he's ranked below 9.
Montel Jackson.
Montel Jackson. I believe he was like number 12 or something at the time. But I think Figueredo's definitely on the way out. That being said, I believe that Figueredo is dangerous. I believe that Umar is the clear pick here. I think, his wrestling and his striking. He's not like a lot of other Dagestanis. He's more like an Islam type where he's much more well-rounded. His number one game is not his grappling. I actually think his number one game is his striking. He's got very, very good striking. But at the same time, he's got that Dagestani grappling and wrestling. And I think Umar is the number one pick here, or should be the favorable pick. I do think Figueredo is dangerous, and should never be counted out. But I think Umar's the definite pick.
Yeah, I think a big thing that I noticed about this fight, first of all, Davison Figueredo is 38 years old, which I didn't think he was that old. I thought he was like 35, 36. But I just pulled him up right now, and he turned 38 in December. So that is obviously at some point you start slowing down, start losing those skills through that. But also a big thing about him is when he was cutting down to 125, he looked like it was a cut that was really hurting him.
Oh yeah.
But whenever he's fighting at 135, he seems very small. Like he seemed like he needed the weight cut. So I think that's a big issue whenever it comes to him, especially, again, fighting a guy like Umar who, like you said, is a very good striker. He is also very well known, again, for his grappling, though. Comes from that Nurmagomedov family, comes from Dagestan, and I think all of that kind of leads to thinking that Umar is going to take this pretty easily. I don't know if he is necessarily going to finish him, though. I think Davison is still a very skilled fighter.
Yeah. He's very crafty.
Yeah.
He's a
and
crafty
so I
vet.
think he'll be able to defend what Umar is going to do pretty well, but I don't know if he's necessarily going to have what it takes to win in really any type of fashion.
Yeah. I think I think Figueredo, he's got power. I think his power has translated up to 135 very well. He dropped Marlon Vera, who has an iron chin. You remember that knee that he ate in the O'Malley fight? Mm-hmm. That was brutal. But Figueredo dropped him with his hands. He also dropped Peter Yan. I think his power translates very well to 135, but like I said, your power, that's not gonna win you a lot of these fights, because these guys are very skilled. And also, even at 155, 170, once you get past 35, 36, it's very, very hard to keep up with these guys who are in their prime, 29, 30, 31, who, it's just in those smaller weight classes, the inches and the variables are so much smaller, and the margin for error is also so much smaller. And I think it's the younger man's game in those lighter weight classes. When you get up to middleweight, light heavyweight, you can be 38, 39, 40 and be champion. But I just don't think that's realistic at those smaller weight classes where guys are so much more skilled, so much quicker, and the margin of error is so much smaller.
Yeah. So again, I think this is a fight that should be on the main card. It's kind of disappointing that's not, but at the end of the day, this is still going to be a very important fight because right now the bantamweight title picture is kind of cluttered right now, I'll say. Not necessarily cluttered, but it's is Merab going to get an immediate title shot again? Is he going to be ready for that? He claims that he will be, but he got beat up pretty badly by Jan in that last fight. Are they going to give it to Sean? Are they going to give it to Umar? I think this is a fight that Umar is going to not only need to win, but need to win convincingly, because he has a much easier opponent than, in my opinion, than Sean does. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, but
yeah,
I wish this fight was on the main card.
Yeah, I know, me too.
But yeah, so going off of that, we can go into the actual main card, and it's going to start off with Arnold Allen versus John Silva.
Yeah.
Now, John Silva fought. I can't remember when his fight was with Diego Lopez off the top of my head. It was.
I think it was in June or something.
Yeah,
I think it was in June.
It wasn't long after the last Lopez Volk fight.
Yeah.
But can't come off a loss against Diego Lopez, looking for a bounce back against a really good fighter, in Arnold Allen, who it's been a while since he's fought. I want to say it's been over a year since he last fought.
Yeah, I can't remember his last fight. I believe it was against Yevloev, which was in January or February of 2024. Am I wrong?
Was it really that long?
I think so. I think his last fight.
Oh no, he fought against Giga Chikadze.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was the weekend after I got married. That's still a long time ago.
That was July of 2024. So yeah, it's been a year and a half since he's last fought.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Arnold Allen,
Yeah.
especially as a striker, but ring rust is a big thing. Like I've said for a lot of our episodes that involve people that have been out for a while, like I predicted it with Tom Aspinall. I think there is going to be some issues there whenever it comes to, I think you need to be doing this like consistently or it's going to affect how you fight. But I'm a big fan of Arnold Allen striking.
Yeah. How I see this fight going is I feel as though John Silva is going to be multiple steps ahead of Allen in the striking. But the only way I see Allen having success if Silva, his mind is still caught up on that last fight, because he took a lot of damage in that fight and he was dropped bad with that spinning elbow. And but still, I feel like Silva, I think he's got better kicks. I think he's got better hands. But at the same time, I agree with you. Allen, he's very, very good. He's very, very well-rounded everywhere. I just think he's been dropped several times. He's a bit chinny. And I think Silva's nasty. I think Silva's really, really nasty. Like even in that Lopez fight, he was tagging him. He was clipping him. He's very, very nasty, very, very fast. He's got good timing. He's very explosive, and he's just comfortable in there. Like he's like a McGregor type. He'll put his hands down and he'll just talk to you. He's very, very quick, and he's got power. And I think this ends in a Silva finish, over Allen. Unfortunately, I love Allen. I love Arnold Allen.
I also hate the fighting nerds, so I'd like for
why?
Huh? I don't know. They're just annoying. Like I was really hoping. I'm not a Leon Edwards fan, but during the Leon Edwards and Carlos Prates fight, I was really hoping that Leon Edwards was going to knock him out.
I'm hearing rumblings that they're breaking up.
I've heard that too. I don't.
Yeah. I
mean, sure, but like also once you're in it, you're just kind of like, I'm out on you. Like
Prates is last I saw Prates was training with Yuri Prohaska, and then
I might be back in on him then. I love me some Yuri Prohaska.
Yeah. He's
I can't wait for him to be the light heavyweight champion again.
He's something else. Just don't fight Alex again, please.
Yeah, I think whenever it comes to this fight, I want to say Arnold's going to win, but because I honestly think I might like his hands more than Silva on like any given fight. I think, again, the issue that I have is not fighting for a year and a half is I do think that ring rust is going to play a huge factor, but
yeah, Allen is very crafty. He's very, very well-rounded. He's very, very good. I just think Silva's better. I think he's better. But like I said, that last loss was brutal. Like that last loss was very, very brutal. And maybe Silva comes in more patient. In his last fight, he was in the main event, his first ever main event. He was trying to push for the finish, and he got caught for being too aggressive. And maybe he comes in more patient, and that's a dangerous, dangerous fight for Allen. A powerful, fast dude with great timing, great movement, like McGregor-esque karate type movement, who's just gonna wait for you to come in and he's gonna counter you. Like that's dangerous.
Yeah,
that's dangerous for Allen.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at Allen's UFC career too, and start out on a 10-fight win streak. Has a couple pretty decent names on there. Dan Hooker, he knocked out Dan Hooker.
He blitzed through Dan Hooker in like a minute. It was crazy.
But it also seems like he kind of ran into some issues once he got to the top of his weight classes. I remember he had a really good fight with Max Holloway.
Yeah.
But lost by unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Movsar is possibly the best fighter in that division right now.
Yeah. What happened in the Movsar fight was Allen had him in the front headlock position, and Movsar was playing the hand down game, and he thought he couldn't knee him, but Allen he was pulling his body up slightly, and he was kneeing him, and the ref jumped in, but the knees were legal. Like they did the replay during the fight, and the knees were legal, but for some reason they thought they weren't. But after the fight, reviewing it, like all the fans are looking at the replay, and they're like, those were legal knees, and Movsar was in trouble. And like a different set of circumstances, that could have been a TKO for Allen over Movsar Evloev. Widely considered to be the dark horse of the division, the second best in that division besides the champ. That's crazy.
I think he beats the champ. I think if he gets an opportunity to fight Volk, I think Movsar I hate that, but I think
especially at Volk's age. I think if that fight happened in 2022, 2023, I don't think he's beaten Volk.
Yeah.
But especially now.
Yeah, and then, so lost to Max, but it was a really good fight. Lost to Movsar, but he had his moments in that fight. And then, like I say, he fought Giga, and I mean, it was a nice bounce back win, but it's tough whenever you can't come off of guys at the top of the division, and those are your losses, and then come back against like a kind of like middle tier guy and end up winning that fight, but then again take a year and a half off.
Yeah,
it's I question Arnold Allen, like we've been saying this whole time. He's a good fighter. I just don't know if he can handle the guys, and I don't know what John Silva's ranked off the top of my head, but I do think he is a guy that is capable of at least being in the title conversation at some point. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think Silva's 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, he's like in that.
Yeah.
Like right under the.
Like 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the fight that just got put on to the main card.
Yeah.
Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas. Now, Natalia Silva, I believe she's undefeated in the UFC.
I think she's undefeated in the UFC, but she does have a few losses. But I do believe that she's undefeated in the UFC. She's looked amazing.
And she has some good, like some big names on her resume too. She beat Alexa Grasso.
Yeah, she
beat Andrade.
She's amazing. Like she's great. She's got that karate style. She's got great kicks, great striking. Yeah, she's really, really good.
Yeah, and she's going against Rose Namajunas, who's a former champion. Yeah. I believe she beat Zhang Weili twice.
Yeah, she did, which is crazy.
But that was also a couple years ago at this point. I believe she's in her mid-30s at this point. And it kind of feels like the UFC is trying to lift Natalia Silva up and kind of trying to be like, this is the next big title contender in this division.
Yeah, Rose has had a bit of a fall off. She was champ, dude. She went in there, knocked out Zhang Weili with a head kick, and then that was the first fight. And then in the second fight, she beat her by decision. And so she's got 2 good wins over Zhang Weili. And today, Zhang Weili's considered like, she is the best 115-pounder in the world. She's dominating that weight class, but Rose had moved up to 125. But yeah, she's had a bit of a fall off. She had the 2 Zhang Weili fights, and then she had that stinker of who is that? Who'd she fight? It was UFC 274. She had probably the worst women's championship fight in history.
She fought.
Why am I always blink on names.
Sorry, I didn't prep that in my. At UFC 274.
Yeah.
Carla Esparza.
Esparza, yeah. She had that stinker, and in that fight, her coach, Pat Barry. That's a whole different situation, grooming and all this stuff. But Pat Barry was in her other coach. What's his name? I forget his name. But they were like telling her that she's winning when it's obviously like a really bad fight, hard to score, boring fight. And they're like, no, you're winning. You're doing everything right. And meanwhile, she's putting on one of the worst championship fights in UFC history. But so she had that fight. She lost it. She lost her belt. And then after that, she went up to 125, fought Manon Fior, lost that fight. I think she won a few at 125. She lost another one.
Yeah,
I think she
beat Amanda Ribas,
Yeah.
beat Tracy Cortez.
Who'd she lose
And then
to?
she lost to Erin Blanchfield.
Yeah, Blanchfield.
And then last summer she beat Miranda Maverick.
Yeah. Miranda Maverick was actually at the church.
I know. I remember that. That was.
Yeah, I wasn't there. But yeah, and then now she's fighting the dark horse of the flyweight division. And so I think that Silva is just going to be too big, too good. She had that issue with Manon Fior, where Manon was just way too big for her. She was just kind of bullying her around in there. Rose didn't really have anything that could shock or earn her respect from Fior, and so I think that's going to be the same case here in this Silva fight.
Yeah, I will say I do think this is going to be like a full 3-round fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also just looking at this right now that the last 4 fights that Natalia Silva had were all decisions, but they're all unanimous decisions.
Yeah.
So like she's been able to outclass a lot of her opponents, but it seems like she's either not really. And again, I'm not as like knowledgeable on the women's side of UFC as I am necessarily with the men's.
Yeah.
But it seems like either she has issues or she isn't really trying to finish people.
Silva's good, dude. Silva's really, really good.
Yeah,
I think
I've obviously seen her fight before, but
yeah. I think we're going to be impressed with her performance.
Yeah, sorry, let me get my note. Okay, so the next one, it's the crapshoot fight. It's Waldo versus Derrick Lewis.
I'll say this, I'm very excited for this fight. I'm so excited. Derrick's talking about first exchange, I'm gonna bang him out. And like Derrick, I think Waldo's got some of the best hands in that division. Derrick's got that crazy power.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a crazy fight.
So, I know from the last time we talked about a Waldo fight, because this is Waldo's like 5th fight in the last year.
Yeah.
Last time we talked about a Waldo fight, I know we're very different sides of what we think about Waldo, because I don't know if he's necessarily like super sound of a fighter. Or of like a boxer, just because whenever I see those fights that he has, he looks like he's tired in the first round. He has like these big like looping punches that, I mean, it shocks me that he knocks people out with some of the punches that he throws. But I mean, he's always able to find his spots. I think Derrick Lewis is generally a better fighter, but I also think he kind of doesn't care anymore.
Yeah. Dude, it's kind of hard to predict this fight. I think Waldo has the better technical boxing, but I think Lewis has the advantage in power and experience. He's fought literally everybody.
He's almost 40. He's going to be 41 years old in February.
Like I said, in those higher weight classes, man, you can be in your 40s and be the champ. But you know, I I don't even want to even try to predict it. I just want to watch it. I'm so excited.
I hope Derrick wins because Waldo kind of feels like a hype train that is gonna get exposed. Because this is the thing, Waldo and Derrick Lewis both are really good fighters against like those fighters that are like at their level. You know, like the middle, like the 5 to 10 range in the UFC. But I believe they both fought like Sergey Pavlovich, and they both lost to him.
Yeah. I think there's more nuance to it because Pavlovich took out Derrick in like 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. But I
think it was a decision.
Yeah, I believe Waldo went to a decision. But like, dude, and I think there's a difference too because back then Pavlovich was coming up, dude. Yeah. Pavlovich was like the scariest. I remember
it was before Tom Aspinall broke him.
He was scary. He was doing what he did to Derrick. He was doing that to everybody.
Yeah.
He did it to Curtis Blades. He did it to Tai Tuivasa. He did it to Derrick Lewis. You know, he was very scary. Yeah. And then he ran into Tom Aspinall. So maybe he's fighting different after fighting Tom Aspinall.
So I would like to see Waldo fight another one of these guys that are ranked above him because I believe ever since he fought Sergey Pavlovich, every single fight that he's had has been someone ranked like maybe not considerably below him, but ranked below him. Like he fought Tom's teammate. What's his
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, why am I blanking on his name?
I'm blanking too. Starts with a W, I think.
It's gonna piss me off when I.
It's like a weird name. It's like a short name.
Ante D'Elia.
Yeah, Ante D'Elia. Yeah.
So he fought Ante D'Elia, won that fight in very
that was a crazy
odd circumstances.
Crazy fight. That was a crazy fight.
Fought Shamil Gaziev, who I don't know if anyone really knows what to think of Shamil Gaziev.
He lost to cardiac arrest in against Rosenstrike in like a pitter patter like kickboxing fight.
Like, so and like he
gassed out.
He was like 19-1.
Yeah.
So like
he was fighting
good,
those Russian cans.
Yeah.
Because he genuinely had no cardio.
Yeah, his last 5 fights, knocked out Ryan Spann, won by decision against Sergey Spivak, which, and then it was Pavlovich, D'Elia, Gaziev.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd like to see him fight Alexander Volkov. You know, I'd like to see him get another fight against Pavlovich or against Curtis Blades.
Those would be fun.
Like one of those fights that are like fringe title contenders, but like not really.
Yeah.
And I think the winner is going to get a fight like that, especially with right now the top of the division being very, very stagnant with Tom's injury. I imagine we're probably going to get an interim title fight at some point, depending on when Tom comes back. And that would probably be like Agan Pereira.
Or Pereira Jones, the White House.
They better not reward John Jones.
I know.
I'd be fine with that being a interim title fight, though, as long as they're like get John Jones under contract. Like, hey, if you win this fight, you're fighting Tom Aspinall.
As long as Cyril Gane gets screwed, I don't care. I'm down for whatever.
But yeah, I think the winner of this fight is going to get one of those. I think one of those 3 guys. They're going to get either Volkov, Blades, or Pavlovich. And they're going to try and figure out what is happening right now with this heavyweight division. Because I think right now they're kind of biding their time until they are able to sign a couple guys that, you know, are coming up. Mainly I'm thinking about Gable. He is going to get signed by the UFC at some point in 2026.
I think he loses to Volkov right now.
Gable?
Yeah.
I don't know if he necessarily loses to Volkov, but I think he loses to like the elite heavyweight guys.
Brother.
I think he loses to Tom. I think he loses to Cyril. I think he loses to Alex Pereira.
Yeah. He just needs more experience, I think.
Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah.
He'll be. I think he'll be a UFC champion one day.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan saying like, oh, he's a championship level fighter right now.
He's got like 2 or 3 fights. And
Against,
one of them was like
one of them's like a 37-year-old dude who's like 1-7 in in his local fighting circuit.
Yeah. And one of them is that DBX stuff. It's that dirty boxing. It's the I think that's Mike Perry's promotion. It's like you can elbow, but it's MMA gloves, so it's not MMA.
Yeah.
But
yeah, whenever it comes to this fight, it's hard to predict. I would probably think Waldo is going to end up winning this fight, but man, I hope Derrick does.
I'm glad that we're recording our reactions for these fights.
Yeah, we are going to be
mic'd up.
Yeah, we're going to be together on Saturday. We're going to be mic'd up, and we are going to get our live reactions to post on these fights.
Yes.
Again, trying some different things. It's been a while since we've done some MMA stuff, so we want to bring you guys
we're
as
bringing
much
the
content
heat
as we can
this week.
Yeah,
we're bringing the heat.
It's to bring in the Paramount era that is already looking cooked.
Hey, dude, we get 2 numbered events, 2 weekends back to back. I'm hyped. I'm just happy fights are back.
Yeah, which
for free.
Both of them are like not fights that anyone asked for.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into these main events. Co-main, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong.
Yeah.
My initial thoughts whenever I saw that this got moved to the co-main, I think they're prioritizing Sean O'Malley over Umar.
Yeah,
I think Sean O'Malley, if he wins this fight, I don't know if he necessarily jumps Merab in terms of...
that'd be terrible.
But I think I could honestly see, especially with them talking about 5 or however many championship fights at the White House, I could see them going from this to Jan and O'Malley at the White House.
I heard that they didn't want any Russians at the White House.
Okay, you're taking out half of your champions.
Yeah.
Not half of your champions, but like you're taking out all of the Dagestanis. You're taking out half. It seems like half of the title contenders.
Yeah, you got Islam, you got Merab, you got who else? 185 Chimaev. That's 3 champions right there.
Well, he's only going to fight once a year anyway.
Yeah, but I think they could do Topuria. Dude,
Topuria versus the winner of this fight.
Dude, yeah, that's actually what he said. Topuria came out and was like, "I'm good. I'll be back April or May." You know,
that better be like the bottom of the.
Dude,
That's gonna whoever wins this fight. That's gonna be such an easy knockout for Ilya.
Ilya's actually growing on me. I know he knocked out my guy, Max. He knocked out my number 7 guy in Volkanovski, and
he knocked out Charles.
Yeah, he knocked out Charles.
all of your favorite fighters.
He knocked out Charles brutally, like in the most brutal fashion. Dude,
I remember how heartbroken you were when he got knocked out.
Yeah. Before that fight, or after the fight, he was like, "Yeah, I like Charles. He's a good guy. I hated to have to do this to him." Bro, you didn't have to land those hammer fists. You didn't have to do that to him.
Yeah, but the issue that I have with Ilya is he's going to fight the winner of Paddy and Gaethje. He's going to then move up and fight Islam, and then he's going to retire. Dude. I think that's just what at 28, 29 years old, whatever he is.
Yeah,
he's going to go into boxing, which I would love for him to not do literally anything but that.
Yeah.
Fight Arman, fight, take a couple more fights.
Dude.
Because I think that Islam Ilya fight is going to be the last fight in the UFC for both of them.
I just love seeing Ilya just walk people down and just rip to the body. He throws these amazing boxing combinations. You know he hits hard, and it's just like he feels. I don't want to be like gay or whatever, but he's got aura, you know, and so yeah.
I don't know if saying that's gay. I don't know where that came from.
No homo, but like he's got aura.
Sure, yeah. Anyway, back to Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong. I don't know how we got that off topic, but yeah, I think they're going to push Sean into a title fight, and I think that is probably the plan, to where they're going to do Jan and O'Malley at the White House if he wins this fight.
That'd be crazy.
Which I honestly don't think Song can win this fight. Like he can win. He can, you know, hit Sean with a double leg like that he wasn't expecting, and you know, take it to the ground. But Sean is so much taller and has such a longer reach, and like Song's powerful, but I don't know if anyone's necessarily as powerful at bantamweight as Sean O'Malley is.
Dude, Song is so fast. His fight with Sandhagen, and Sandhagen's one of the best, like most elusive, well, like in his Merab fight, he did almost get knocked out by Merab. So maybe I can't say he's the most elusive, but he's got, at the time, this was in 2022, very, very good striking, very good on the feet. At the time, he was one of the best, you know, strikers on the feet. He had that fight of the year with Peter Yan. And on the feet in that fight, dude, Song Yadong was landing really, really good shots and really technical shots on Sandhagen as well. He wasn't just swinging overhands. Like he was landing clean in the pocket, and he wasn't just closing his eyes, but you could tell like he knows he's setting things up. He's tracking what Sandhagen was doing. I think, dude, I want O'Malley to win, and I'm nervous. Like, Song is very quick. He can make reads very well, and I think Sean probably does have the power edge. And I think this is the classic, like, tall, lanky, you know, rangy striker versus the short, stocky guy. I favor Sean. I do favor Sean just with his movement. I think I'm always going to favor that. And he's got power too. His movement, power, footwork, kicks, length. I'm always going to favor that over the short, powerful, quick guy. But it's always scary if you're a fan of the longer guy. It's always scary watching the shorter guy get in the pocket with him and like, please don't land.
I think this fight is going to turn into a boxing match, and I just think, again, Sean is so long. Like, obviously, Song Yadong is going to be able to land, and he's going to be able to get into that striking distance that Sean O'Malley, like he needs to get into. But I don't know if he can get in there that long and survive with Sean. He's just such a good boxer. Like I said, he has so much power for a guy that's so like skinny.
Yeah.
I think Sean's gonna win. I think Sean is the guy that I want to like the most, but he makes it so hard. Like, I watched his reaction video, quote unquote, to him being moved up to the co-main, and it's like, I don't like you. Like, you have a personality that I don't like.
I think he's grown on me over the past few years. I think he takes himself a lot less seriously these days. Like, a few years ago, he was calling out Ilya, and he wanted that championship fight, and he posted his reaction to Ilya murdering Charles, and Sean was like, man, I'm glad he didn't accept my call out. And it's like, and stuff like that. It's like, I feel like he doesn't take himself as seriously as he used to, and he's growing on me.
Yeah, but then I've heard him say like, I want to win the belt and then immediately retire. And those people are my least favorite fighters ever. It's like, stay and defend your belt. Like, there's no point in getting a belt and being a champion and then immediately retire. Hamzat is another one of those guys who he hasn't defended the middleweight belt one single time, and he's trying to fight Alex Pereira.
Yeah, that's silly.
Like, first of all, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And second of all, go defend your belt. Like, you're literally gonna be defending against Nasruddin Imavov, which is a tough fight. But then if you get past him, it's Sean Strickland or Fluffy Hernandez.
Yeah.
Like, go take an easy win and make it easy $2-3 million.
Yeah. I think the way some guys think, because even getting into the UFC is a monumental achievement. Getting into the rankings is a monumental achievement. Winning fights in the UFC is a crazy achievement. And the way some guys think, because winning a belt in the UFC is like, that's all they've ever thought about. And once they win it, I think some guys are just like, I did it. You know, I don't have anything left to accomplish. Like I'm a champion. I'll be in the history books forever. But there's other guys who want those title defenses. They want to be dominant. They want the records. But some guys are just content with just being a champion, being on that list of rare humans who've ever done that. There's been a lot of UFC champions, but in the broad scheme of MMA fighters of all time, dude, it's like 0.01% of fighters who become champion. But
yeah, maybe at some point, like after 325, we'll do like we'll look at all the champions and it'll be like, how many defenses do we think this guy has in him?
Yeah.
But like so if you guys want to see that, let us know.
Yeah.
But spoiler alert for that, I don't think there are a lot of champions right now that are going to defend a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that comes from retirement. And so as much as I want to like Sean O'Malley, it's just, he just makes it so hard. And anyone that says, you know, I want to win the belt and then immediately retire, or guys like Gaethje and guys like Usman, who's like, I will not fight unless it's for a title.
Shameful.
When they don't deserve it.
Shameful.
Kamaru Usman is about to get another title shot
I know.
off of beating Joaquin Buckley.
I know.
Like, as shameful as we think it is that Patty and Gaethje are fighting for an interim title, that is going to be for an undisputed title, and his only win in the last 5 years is against what at the time 10th ranked Joaquin Buckley.
Joaquin, our man, St. Louis native.
I don't claim him.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this championship fight. So,
championship fight.
Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. I get the UFC doesn't trust Arman right now because of the whole missing weight thing with Islam, or the pullout for whatever reason it might be, but it seems like it's from missing weight, and they just tried to say it was a back injury. And then, you know, headbutting Dan Hooker. There's better options.
Yeah.
Like, they want to make Paddy Pimblett a champion. And they're giving him the best matchup to do it. Where I think the Charles versus Max fight would have probably been a better option if they don't want to go with Arman. Mm-hmm. But it feels like Arman is so far away right now from a championship title, because I think the winner of that fight is going to be in line in front of him.
Yeah. How I see it is, this is it's like they took a fight that would create a number one contender and they put a belt on it. Like, if like Ilya's out, okay, he'll be back in April. They could have just made this fight as like a fight night main event. They didn't have to put a belt on it. And they could have had the winner of Paddy versus Gaethje versus the winner of Max versus Oliveira, they could have fought for a belt, but instead you're putting the belt on the number one contender fight. Like I said earlier, these guys are not even deserving of this title fight, and it's hard to even respect it as a title fight. It's going to be a banger. Like these guys,
it's going to be a great fight.
I like both of these fighters, but like I don't even want to acknowledge it as a championship fight. Like I don't even want to acknowledge it.
Well, so I think, and it's very clear that this fight is happening because the UFC panicked, because the plan was very obviously going to be Ilya versus Paddy. Mm-hmm. And then Ilya had all of his stuff going on.
Yeah.
And he couldn't fight. And so they're like, well, we have this card coming up in a month, in 2 months. We have to do something, and we have to do something quick. And so they very obviously called Justin Gaethje. And they're like, we'll let it be for our title. Just please fight someone. Yeah. Just please fight and save this card.
Crybaby Justin Gaethje. Entitled Justin Gaethje.
So Justin Gaethje is one of my favorite fighters from over the past few years. I'm a fairly new MMA fan. Mm-hmm. It's basically been like since COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, Justin Gaethje is one of the guys that I have liked more over the past few years, but this is a tough look.
Yeah. No, he's one of the most violent UFC fighters of all time. Like he's a killer be killed fighter. But man, he just got knocked out face down. Like he was on the wrong side of the greatest moment in UFC history. And then he goes on to beat Fiziev, and then now he's in a title fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great fight. I really don't recognize it as a title fight.
Yeah, I would have been much more on board with like them letting Gaethje retire and having Arman versus Paddy.
Yeah.
And then have Max versus Charles as like the number one contender fight.
Yeah.
Although I really don't think they're trying to let Charles fight Ilya again.
I know. Yeah. Dude, Charles went in there in his last fight and he whooped up on Gamrot, who has a win over Arman. And also Charles had that really close fight with Arman too at UFC 300. I believe that was a split decision. Like that was
it's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
I'm just reliving the glory days.
Charles is your favorite fighter, right?
No, dude.
No?
Max is my guy.
Okay, we probably shouldn't let him fight Ilya either.
Yeah, dude. All roads lead to just pain.
Let's hope he fights the winner of this fight and then fights Islam.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you see this fight going, Paddy and Gaethje?
Well, I think we've seen holes in specifically the left hook to Paddy, or Paddy's left hook defense. He was getting clipped with the left hook against Jared Gordon in that fight. And granted, that fight was over 3 years ago, but still, I just think the stand-up there's a vast difference in the stand-up between Gaethje and Paddy. I don't think Gaethje's, I think Gaethje's takedown defense is pretty good. He is getting older. But I don't think Paddy has the best entries in the wrestling. He's a very good grappler once it gets there, but I don't think he has the best wrestling entries, especially against a guy like Gaethje, who's NCAA whatever, Division I, whatever he was. I think he might have been an All-American. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I don't think Paddy is going to have the entries to get him on the ground. But if it somehow gets on the ground, I believe that Gaethje's jiu-jitsu defense is so bad that it's not even going to be close on the ground. Like, he had nothing for Khabib, and I know it's Khabib, but he literally offered no resistance to Khabib. I know he was rocked in the Oliveira fight. He just got dropped, but he didn't really have much to offer up. But how I see it is if it gets to the ground, I think Gaethje's in trouble. But if I don't think Paddy can take Justin down with a traditional double leg or single leg, or maybe he can get him down with a trip, or if he somehow gets the back, he can get him down. But I think Gaethje's takedown defense is really good. His striking is really good. He's going to throw himself at Paddy, and he's gonna throw the most malicious techniques he can. Like in Paddy's fight against old man Ferguson, like he dang near gassed out inside 3 rounds. And I don't know. I'm favoring Gaethje in this fight. Just
really?
Yeah. Just experience, viciousness, takedown defense, but like there's an extreme gap in jiu-jitsu and I think general grappling on Paddy's side. But
yeah, and that's the thing with me. I always tend to lean towards the guys that can get down on the ground. From how Paddy has been talking over the past few weeks, it seems to me like Paddy thinks that he can beat Justin any way he wants. And I think if he falls into that trap and if he turns this into like a boxing match, I think I favor Justin.
oh yeah.
But I think Paddy has to be smarter than that. Like, I think he just has to be. Because I honestly don't think there's a world where Justin Gaethje finishes Paddy Pimblett. I don't think he will finish him on the feet. I don't think he's capable of finishing him on the ground. But I think he's capable of turning this into a slugfest for 5 rounds. And I think that is where I favor Justin. Or if Paddy is able to use his jiu-jitsu and he is able to get Justin on the ground, I think it's very likely that Paddy finishes that fight pretty quickly. But I think the longer the fight goes, the more I favor Justin.
Yeah.
I think I lean towards Paddy in this fight, but again, I think this is a really good fight.
Yeah.
I just think it sucks that it's for a title.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if you think about it,
and also it might just be coming from the fact that I would rather see Ilya versus Paddy than Ilya versus Gaethje.
if you think about it and you just erase, you take the title out of your mind. It's like I'm just trying to have fun. I don't want to think about the title. Whenever the fight ends, I'm gonna just stop watching so I don't have to watch a belt be wrapped around the winner. But dude, either way, I think Ilya takes them both out.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't think anyone in the lightweight division right now can beat Ilya. Arman might be close because again, Arman is better on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Arman is like almost Makhachev level. Granted, they haven't fought since 2019, so I don't know. I'd say that Makhachev has probably gotten way better than Arman has, but Arman's got the best grappling in that division.
But also Ilya can knock out anyone he wants. So that's I wish we were going to see that fight. I really think Ilya just hates Arman so much that he will not let him fight him.
Yeah.
Which I hate that line of thinking too, because like if I hate someone and I think I can beat you in a fight, I don't care if I'm giving you a shot at a title. I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Again, it's a great group of fights. I don't know if I would necessarily call it a great card, but I'm excited to see these fights. So let us know what you guys think. Let us know who's gonna win all those fights. Let us know what your favorite fight is that's going to be happening on Saturday. We're a long 6-week break.
The drought is over.
I think I was able to handle a little bit more because I'm also like a football guy and a baseball guy that have actual off seasons. So I'm a little bit more used to an off season than Aaron is.
I had nothing. This is my only thing that I watch. I had nothing. I was going insane.
Yeah.
But I'm back.
It's back. Yeah. We got two in a row.
Yes. 2 in a row.
And then none in February. Well, there's
few.
There's events, but there's not like numbered events.
Yeah.
But.
Hey, anything's better than nothing.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think. Be sure to use code athletes at 10% off, or for 10% off at W Energy. That stuff helps us out a lot, and it'll help you guys out a lot by getting it. I use it as my pre-workout, and I don't like pre-workouts, but it gives I like it this one more because it's like it seems like it more naturally brings in the energy than like a super high and a super like big crash.
Yeah. But we'll be recording our reactions as well to these fights.
Yeah. So
looking forward to that.
Expect that Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys watching. We're excited to do more of this in the future. And we'll see you guys next time.